Donal's speech here to persuade listeners to adopt his viewpoint or ideas, to take some action, to appeal to the audience's interests, to use logic and emotion to support his position, and to avoid using notes. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech, and the title you can see behind me, it's called MM and VW Theory.
President, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, guests, I welcome you all here tonight, where I'm going to inspire you with the M&M and the VW theory that we all can enhance and bring into our everyday lives, and it helps us make us hopefully live a long and healthier life. So I hope I have your attention now and that you're all intrigued to find out what this theory is all about. Well, you'll be glad to hear it's not as complicated or as difficult to understand as those maths terms that we studied when we were in secondary school. And actually I am enamoured with this M&M and VW theory. So what's the M&M? Well, the M&M doesn't refer to M&M's, the milk chocolate that melts in your mouth and not in your hand. No, the M&M stands for move and moderation. So the first part of this speech I'm going to talk to you about move. So we all have heard from the health experts and everyone in our lives is telling us that we all need to move more. So people that haven't exercised in a lot of time, or some of us, we're all different shapes and sizes, some of us like exercise, some of us don't. But really, you don't have to move a whole lot. It's just doing simple everyday tasks or things in your life to move more. And you don't need to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know. You don't need to turn into him. Now, some of you might want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but personally I don't. Simple movement examples within our everyday lives. So instead of running your errands via your car, walk them. Like park your car further away from the shops. It's amazing how many steps you get in. Another thing is carry your shopping bags. It's like weight exercises. Take the stairs wherever you can. And when you do take it, don't use the balancer. Just see how difficult it is. Exercise while watching TV rather than the couch potato. Or if you're going for a walk and you need to phone a friend, why not phone them while you're walking? And for those of you who are here and who haven't exercised or don't enjoy exercising, I would just say, begin with a simple 5-minute walk and build it up slowly. Just take the baby steps. In no time at all, you'll be doing a 30 or 40-minute walk and you'll want to build it into your life. And you'll be wondering why you didn't do it earlier. So, the next thing is moderation. So the Oxford Dictionary means it's the quality of being reasonable and not being extreme. Everything in moderation. We all know the Oscar Wilde quote, everything in moderation, including moderation. Now I'm a big believer in moderation, and the reason being is because if you look at your life, you have your work, you have your pastimes, you have your food, you have your health, and you have your family. So people as personalities, we can kind of have an addictive nature. So take for example someone who's a workaholic, they're working all the time. No matter how hard you work, you'll never get your work fully done in this life. You know, so you just need to take time with your work. Set your hours, your work hours, and that'll give you more time then to do other important aspects of your life, which will be to look after your family, look after your own health, and look after your own interests and your pastimes. So it's very important to have moderation within your life, as they say. Right, that's the M&M, so I've dealt with the move and I've dealt with the moderation. I'm now moving on to the VW. Well, if only everything in life was reliable as a Volkswagen. Now, I drive a Volkswagen Passat, they are a great car. But no, the VW here relates to variety in water. So the V obviously is the variety. Now variety is the spice of life. It's definitely true. And I would argue that, as regards variety, if you want to introduce more variety into your spice of life, I would recommend, and you take from this presentation here tonight, that you visit one place once a year that you've never been before. It's amazing how interesting that can be. You'll meet new people, you'll learn from them. It'll give you an eye-opener as other aspects of life, whether it involves travel or even just going to a town in Ireland where you've never been before. It just opens up a whole new horizon for yourself. Okay, so here's an interesting statistic. A paper in the Journal of Experimental Psychology by researchers from 6 institutions in 4 countries, including Yale University and Harvard Business School, shows that experiencing a variety of emotions is good for our mental and physical health. So what that means is a variety of emotions. It's not always great to see someone that's always happy. There has to be a happy medium. Life isn't like everyone to be happy the whole time. You have to experience sadness and how you deal with it. That's just natural. It's a natural emotion to be sad. It's a natural emotion to be happy. So like if you are sad at times, don't feel that you're, it's good to be sad as well, and there are times that you need to be sad and you need to let that emotion out. So there is getting the balance right. And finally, I'll move on to the water side of things, okay? So approximately, we all need water to live, because without water, you won't survive, okay? And approximately 2/3 of the adult human body is made out of water. Now, I don't know if you knew, but your brain is 80% water, your muscles are 75% water, your blood's 83%, you can see there for yourself 90% water, and your skin is 64% water. But what's important about water is that we drink it, okay? Because if you don't drink it, you won't hydrate your body. So the whole thing is that water acts as a nutrient. Water acts as a nutrient for our body. So, and that gives us all these benefits of drinking water, which is your brain and your function will work better. It's good for weight loss, you'll be glad to hear. It helps you detoxify, okay? It's good for regularity in your digestive system, and also it's healthy for your muscles and recovery. And also it gives you beautiful, youthful looking skin like myself and other here in the audience, as you can see. So that's the M&M and the VW theory, which I'm enamoured with. Now, I believe, and I know a lot of you here and some of you I don't know, but I think you all possess these great capabilities of discipline, awareness, diligence, focus and resolve. And if you have those, which we all have, and you want to really believe in something, you can introduce the M&M and the VW theory into your lives. Thank you.